92.5. Brooke and Jubal's second date update.
There's a lot of pressure when you go out on a date with somebody that was set up by friends. You know, because you know the same people and you can't go back to those people after and be like, yeah, the date was okay, but now that person's gone. I don't know where they went. They just sort of disappeared.
No, you can't do that.
Because they know them, you know, so it's like, I don't know. There's been like news reports. They've been missing for like 7 to 10 days since our date. I don't know. It's kind of strange. So the rule is don't go out on a date that was set up by friends and then have that person just kind of disappear. If that's what you're planning on doing, make sure that person doesn't have friends.
Wow.
Right, that's just a little bit of a helpful hint for you.
Wow.
And before we get into the second date update, is that what happened to you, Elise?
Well, no. I mean, I haven't heard from him, but there's no police report or anything.
Because your email said that you haven't heard from him, and I figured something happened, like it was your plan to have that happen, and you were just trying to play things off. So you didn't make him disappear?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, she sounds pretty cold-blooded,
Yeah,
so
you
it is
do.
kind of shocking that wasn't the case.
All right, so your email said that you were set up with this guy through friends.
Yeah, so I am recently single. My boyfriend of just over a year broke up with me a couple of months ago, and so I was like not really sure, you know, if I wanted to go out with someone new. So it like took a little bit of convincing, but I finally was like, okay, I'll meet him, because they kept playing him up and saying that he was really great. So we met up for dinner, and he was really great. He was a gentleman. We had lots to talk about. There was never like a weird breaking conversation.
What kind of things did you talk about?
Just sort of like music. We talked about TV shows that we watch.
I think I know why he's not calling you back. It sounds like a really boring date.
No, it wasn't.
So do you like TV? Yeah.
No, it really was fun, but I was just like a little nervous, like more nervous than I thought I was going to be.
Were you just nervous because you hadn't been on a date in so long, or because you had really built this guy up in your head?
Just because I hadn't been on a date and I hadn't been out with anyone except my ex in so long. But he was really great, like everything that I could have wished for in a guy.
Did you point out the whole time how much different he was than your ex? That's always a good move on a first date.
I said to him, like, in the middle of the date, like, I was just thinking that I hadn't been on a date since I was with my ex. So, like, I said that to him just because it was on my mind. And he was just like, oh, yeah, I heard, you know, our friends told me that you would, you know, just broken up with someone. But and then I was like, but I'm over it, so it's fine.
See, the secret is you need to do that while crying. You know, so you seem vulnerable. Let the guy in a little bit.
Oh, you think so? I should have done that.
Yeah, crying and then talking about how all men are evil and they'll break your heart. That's what you should have said to him.
Next time we go out, I'll tell him.
So how did he react after you brought up your ex? Was that a weird moment, or was it something that was glossed over?
I mean, I don't think it was that weird. Like, we talked about it for a little while, and he listened to what I had to say, and then at the end of the night, he gave me a hug, and I said, like, you know, it was really fun, and I hope we can do it again. And he was like, yeah, absolutely.
That sounds positive.
Yeah. You would think, right?
Right.
Now it's been like 10 days, and I haven't heard from him. Like, I text him, but I haven't heard back, and I don't know what's going on.
What have your friends said about it?
They basically just said, like, he's kind of acting weird, and, like, he's not really talking about it.
Whoa.
So
Did you get that feeling, like they're lying to you?
I don't know. I mean, I want to think that my friends wouldn't lie to me, and I mean, I would just rather know, like, if you're not interested. But I don't get it, because he was interested. Like, it was a good date.
So do you have any theories then? Why do you think that he's not calling you back?
Maybe he's seeing someone else and he just doesn't want to tell me. But, like, I would like to know, you know, don't just ghost on me. That's weird.
Yeah.
And are you really over your ex?
Yeah, I mean, it's done. I mean, it's over with me and my ex.
Are you sure about that?
Yeah. Doesn't sound like it.
Yeah. He was very clear about that.
Okay, he was clear about that, but is it over in your head?
I mean, I can't be with someone who doesn't want to be with me.
Okay, so you would actually prefer to be with your ex if you could.
But I can't.
All right. Well, maybe this guy picked up on that. I don't know. That's the only thing I can think.
Yeah, I mean, maybe he did, but I would love to know what happened and what's going on.
All right, well, we'll play a song, come back, call him, and get your second date update then, okay?
Okay, great.
All right, hang on.
Moving 92.5. Brooke and Jubal in the mornings. Second date update.
If you're just tuning in for the second date update, Elise is on the phone with us, and she wants to call a guy named Ryan. They were hooked up through friends, went out to dinner. I should also mention that she's recently out of a relationship, and she is definitely over her ex. As a matter of fact, while she sits there about to make the phone call to find out why this guy isn't calling her back, she's looking at a picture of her ex-boyfriend, wishing things would be different. Am I right, Elise?
No, you are not correct.
Elise thinks that the reason this guy isn't calling her back is maybe when she was sharing how she just got out of a relationship, it could have seemed like she wasn't really over her ex yet. And we know that she actually is not over her ex yet.
Well, and that's okay, Elise.
I am as over my ex as I can be at this point.
There you go.
Guys.
So you're kind of over your ex.
I'm interested in Ryan.
Okay.
So there's that.
All
Which
right.
is the first step in recovery, really. I mean, finding someone else to get interested in, for sure.
Well, I'm going to dial the phone number, get him on the phone, and find out why he's not calling you back, okay?
Okay.
Here we go. If not, then we'll just call your ex after.
Hello?
Hi, I'm looking for Ryan.
Yeah, that's me.
Hey, Ryan, how are you? This is Jubal from Brooke and Jubal in the Morning.
From what?
Brooke and Jubal in the Morning? It's a radio show?
Don't really know what that is, but okay.
Well, it's a morning radio show.
Okay, great.
All right. And I'm calling you today because one of our listeners asked me to see if I could get a hold of you.
What?
Yeah. You recently went out on a date with a girl named Elise.
What?
Yeah. Elise emailed us and told us that she really enjoyed going out with you and then is wondering why
Okay,
you're...
wait.
Mhm.
What, so this is like a radio show, and this girl, yes, I know who you're talking about. She called you?
Well, she emailed us because apparently you're not responding to any of her text messages or phone calls.
Yeah, no kidding, I'm not. But, this is just weird. Okay.
I understand it's kind of weird. It's a segment that we do on our show called The Second Date Update. Do you mind telling us why you're not calling her back?
It was just a frustrating experience. That's all I can really say.
Okay, what was so frustrating about it?
All I can say is we're not really compatible, okay?
Why wouldn't you just tell her that then if it was that easy?
Okay, listen, it was just a very frustrating experience. I really don't want to revisit it.
Okay, but can you give us a little bit of why it was frustrating so that at least we can shed some light on it for her?
She just made a comment that really pissed me off.
What was it?
She just said something that was like totally inappropriate, and it was pretty offensive.
Did she mean to be offensive, or was she just saying something that was totally ignorant?
No, it seemed pretty intentional. It was pretty cold and calculated, if you ask me.
Wow, she didn't seem that rude. We talked to her a little bit about your date. She didn't seem like somebody who would be rude.
Yeah, well, listen, I was surprised too. Like initially, I thought she seemed like a nice person, and then she like threw this thing at me, and I was like, "Wow, okay, wow, not who I thought you were."
You got to tell me what it is.
She's just a hater, and I don't want to deal with people like that.
Oh my God.
What did she do? Was she rude to the wait staff or something?
No, so like we were having a conversation during dinner, okay, and I told her that I like to cook. I cook a lot, and I told her that I particularly am very, very fond of the Barefoot Contessa, Ina Garten. Like I've seen all of her shows. I have all of her cookbooks.
Is that a cooking show?
Are you kidding me? Is this a radio show? Give me a break. I mean,
Hey, this is barely a radio show. I don't watch the Food Network or is it on the Food? I don't even know where that is. I've never heard of it.
It's on the of course it's on the Food Network. Ina Garten, the Barefoot Contessa. She's in the Hamptons. She's cooking meals for like Spielberg and stuff. Hello.
Sorry, I didn't know who she was. Maybe I'll check it out sometime. I'm from the sounds of it, I'm sure I'll like it.
Yeah, it'll change your life.
Okay.
I think she's like the most amazing woman that's ever lived.
Wow.
And Elise responded in an extremely rude way. It was incredibly disrespectful.
What did she say to you?
First of all, she laughed at me. She like dropped her fork and openly laughed. Like everyone in the restaurant turned and looked. She was just laughing her face off at me.
Because you like the Barefoot Contessa.
Because I like the Barefoot Contessa, apparently. That's hilarious. I don't know. So, but then she says, in a really loud voice, she goes, "That lady, she's the worst." And I was like, speechless.
Wait.
Could not. I was like, what?
What?
So
I'm
she
confused.
said that she didn't like the Barefoot Contessa, and
Yes, she said she did not like the Barefoot Contessa. Not only that she didn't like her, she said she was the worst. And then she went even further. She said she is so fake, her show is so boring, and oh my God, okay, and her recipes are like so simple, they're for like a middle school cafeteria. And I was like, oh, you have got to be kidding me, lady. You have got to be kidding me.
you're that into cooking.
This is bigger than food. This is, yeah, the food's amazing. This is about this woman, this incredible soul, okay? And to disrespect her like that, I don't think so. Not on my watch. I was like, you go for the Barefoot Contessa, you're coming for me.
Are you joking?
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Maybe you didn't hear me. She said she is the worst. It's like she insulted not only Ina Garten, but she insulted me. I mean, like she just sort of said, what I believe in, the thing that I care about the most, is a joke. I'm like, you know what, lady? I'm going to toss this table over and walk out because that is some bullshit.
Then why did... This is so crazy to me.
That would have been great.
Well, don't you wish that you could tell Elise off a little bit then? I mean, and let her know.
No, I don't want to have anything to do with her again. That bitch is dead to me, okay?
Okay. All right. Well, I should probably not tell you this, but I'm going to tell you anyway. Elise is actually on the other line listening and wants to talk to you.
What?
Yeah.
Ryan?
Wow, this is just getting better and better. This is amazing.
I am like, I don't even know what to say.
Yeah.
Well, you certainly knew what to say the other night about the Barefoot Contessa. That was pretty clear.
I have no idea that I offended you, and I'm so sorry. I can't believe that you're so worked up over this. I mean, I don't know. I don't know if you had said something to me about something that you care about a great deal, and I laughed at it and threw it back in your face. You wouldn't have been offended by that. You got to be. I mean, but I yes, she's not my favorite, but I don't. It's not like I said I hate her. She's the worst. She should, jump off a cliff or like. I just said I prefer the show with Giada, and I like.
Oh my God, that was like a
recipes.
stake through my heart. It was like a stake through my heart when you said that. Whoa. You want to talk? You think Ina is fake? That is fake. I mean, that is like you open up the dictionary, the word fake, and there's a picture of Giada. That's all I know.
Shots fired
Whoa.
over Cooking Network personalities.
Giada is
She's
hot.
not really Italian. She's from Long Island or something. I mean, come on. And then she does, like, the Italian accent when she says Italian words, and then the rest of the time she has no accent. It makes me want to puke. I'm just like, it's disgusting. That is, like, capital F fake.
Okay.
I don't understand. You just went silent, and then we moved on with the conversation. But we could have talked more about it if you were so upset. I didn't. I just don't understand. I don't think I said anything that was so horrible. I just said,
Oh my!
I don't.
You stop saying that. Please stop saying that. I mean, I can't even. Who would say anything like that about the Barefoot Contessa?
Ryan,
Who would ever say something like that?
People disagree on things every day.
This isn't a disagreement, okay? This is about the thing that I care about the most in my life, and you just pissed all over it. You were just like, oh, what a waste of time. What a loser you are. Well, thanks a lot, lady. Thanks.
Right? Don't you think that maybe it's unhealthy to like the Barefoot Contessa that much?
I don't even want to talk about this anymore. This is exhausting. Frankly, I'm surprised that this whole time we've been on the phone, Elise has not actually apologized to me.
Elise, do you want to apologize?
Well, I am very sorry that I offended you.
Do not apologize.
I'm not going to apologize for feeling the way that I feel or having a conversation and disagreeing with you. But
it wasn't a disagreement. It was a full-on attack. It was an
Oh, my
attack.
goodness.
And if
Oh,
you
my
think it was
goodness.
anything less than that, then you're insane.
Oh my gosh.
At this point, I would love to ask you guys if you will go out on a second date. We will pay for it,
You
right?
have got to be kidding me.
Maybe you just need some more time together to talk about your favorite cooking shows in the Barefoot Contessa and get on the same page.
Guys, I think I'm okay.
Yeah.
Absolutely not. I don't want to see her ever again, period.
Oh, man.
All right.
Oh, okay.
I did not see this turn of events happening. But Ryan, thank you for your time, and I'm sorry you had to endure Elise and her hatred of the Barefoot Contessa.
Yeah, okay, whatever.
Yeah. Elise?
Wow.
Well, thanks for clearing that up for me, guys.
No problem. Hey, welcome back to single life.
Oh, man, sweetheart.
I can't wait to see what nut job I'm going to get set up with next.
Yeah.
Brooke and Jubal in the morning.
Just got a text in at 78592 that says that dude Ryan is going to be on TMZ sometime soon. Found hiding in the Barefoot Contessa's kitchen cabinet.
Yeah.
It's Brooke and Jubal in the morning talking about today's second date update. This girl named Elise wanted to call a guy named Ryan to find out why he wasn't calling her back after they went on a date. It turns out she did something terrible and insulted his favorite cooking personality, the Barefoot Contessa. He was hot too, really angry about it.
I don't think we've had anyone on this show as passionate as that guy.
About anything,
No.
let alone a cooking show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And people are texting in at 78592. Now it's moved on from them just commenting on the second date update to now they're just arguing about which cooking show is the best. Somebody's texting in like, that Giada girl is the worst. I can't stand her.
Sexy,
Some-
though.
I like Giada.
Someone else texted in, she probably likes Bobby Flay.
Yeah,
Ick.
right? Now people are like,
What?
oh, this is why I only watch Top Chef.
Yeah.
And everybody knows the best personality in the cooking world out there is Guy Fieri.
Oh, God.
Everybody
so
knows that.
Take you straight to Flavor Town.
Yeah. Flavor Town.
I'm the coolest chef ever. I frosted my tips. I look like the guy from Smash Mouth from the 90s.
man.
Remember him? I'm a
I
badass.
put my glasses on backwards on the back of my head.
It is impressive that he's still trying to bring flame shirts back.
It really
You
is.
know?
So there you go. Screw the second date update. It's all about the hot topic today, and that is who is the best and worst chef out there on TV. Remember, if you want to do a second date update, all you have to do is email the show. We will call the person that didn't call you back.